So basically, I was checking out those chaos stones. Super magical. And then this guy ran into the church and he was shouting about the caravan being attacked. So everyone freaked out and we ran out in the middle of town and they were putting together a search party. While they were doing that, I showed Treos the sketches I made of the stones and he seemed pretty impressed. Anyway, then we went to the cobbler, who's also the mayor, by the way, which feels a lot of responsibility for one person, but I was asked to make shoes, and I was very excited about that. I think there was a conversation going on, but I really was focused on getting the stitching right. Anyway, we joined the search party and went into the woods and split up, and I went with Kai and this teenager guy from town. We found a cave which seemed pretty cool until it started roaring, which probably means it's not just a regular cave. Wait, was that okay? I feel like I skipped something. I didn't
Let's begin. Where we last left off, our adventurous party found their way to North Bray, where they were stumbled in upon by the now dead envoy of a royal messenger being sent to summon Father Jesre, the healer of miracles, to the Gilded Gates. Now, the outpost of North Bray quickly put together a search and rescue party to find any possible survivors from the envoy. So you set off after a quick several encounters in town with your new companions, the de facto leader of the town, the local beekeeper, the local herbalist slash other healer, an old retired dwarf, and a teenage baker's apprentice, making your way through the woods before stumbling upon the battle scene. Bodies everywhere, mangled, bloody, gory, and you each set off in your own direction in pairs or a trio to find any remaining survivors. Most of you were unsuccessful, save for Kai, Felix, and the baker's apprentice, Kayla, as you made your way through the woods, eventually stumbling upon another body and a giant cave. Felix, you stuck your head in the cave in a fit of pure curiosity before the ground and the cave rumbled with an earth-shattering roar.
Guys, I think
Fe-
there's
Fe-
something in there.
Felix, get back. Get back.
Kayla's gonna go, shit, fuck. And he's gonna scramble backwards behind you, Kai.
Kayla, go get help.
Yep. That's a good plan. And he's taking off into the woods, shouting.
I do not trust that. Okay, Felix, get back here with me. I'm gonna be like slowly retreating.
But this is where this is where it led
Yeah,
to.
yeah, Felix, but there's something in there that could hurt us, and so we're going to stand back just to protect ourselves. Do I see anything coming out of the cave?
You do not. Felix, I'd like you to make a perception check for me. Sound-based.
I'm rolling good. Perception is a 19.
All right. As you feel the ground start to rumble, and you hear another roar and a slam. You quickly tune into the sound as you're poking your head into the darkness, and you hear a soft voice go, "Shut up!" And then someone else goes, "Shut it up!" And a loud bang, and then the roar quiets quickly.
I think there's people in there, and it sounds like they're being mean to an animal.
Oh, okay.
So we should help the animal, right?
Yeah, we should. I'm just hang on. I'm just trying to think here. Just get over me so I don't have to speak so loud. So they can't hear us.
Okay.
They probably already know we're here by this point. But okay. Oh, I can't think right now. Okay.
I can
Okay.
think. I think we should go in there and help.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go.
Okay.
You're going for it?
Yep. We're walking. I'm gonna get out my great axe and
All
just
right.
slowly proceed. Like, who's in there?
Are you shouting that?
Yes.
Okay. You shout, "Who's in there?" And you hear your voice echo into the cave, into what appears, though it seems to be a smaller cave tunnel at first, you hear your voice eventually travel into what sounds to be a larger area. And you hear the noises just go quiet. And you wait. One heartbeat. Two. Nothing.
Can I take out a little a little bottle that I have with a little bit of liquid in it, and then there's like some shimmery stuff at the bottom, and I'm gonna shake it really hard, and it's gonna start glowing like a light,
Right.
using my tinkering. It's just a 5-foot radius, and then an additional 5-foot radius.
Okay. Yeah, you can have a light as you can make your way into the cavern. At this point, Treos, as you were the other next in the direction, you hear a "Oh my god! Something's coming! And you see the figure of Kayla crashing through the woods. I tell you, there was a cave and a monster, and I think they're probably dead by now. But
Hey, deep breaths, deep breaths. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so okay, so you're talking about a cave. The others okay?
we found a cave, and there was a roar and a monster, and I think it was coming, and I think it was whatever tore through the bodies over there. What do we do?
See.
We run, right? Your friends are
Right.
probably dead. We should go back to town.
You should
I'm
you should
gonna
get
go
the others.
back to town.
No,
And he's gonna
you should get.
keep running.
I look over to Layla and it's like, "You gonna join him, or we're gonna help my friends out?"
Gonna help your friends out. That sounds fun. Let's go.
Fuck it, let's go. start running over.
Pull out her short sword and start running with you. You are sprinting in that direction. At this point, Reese, I would like you to roll a perception check for me.
Perception. That is another 11.
11? Okay. You are still focused on this thing that you think is following you. And I will say you probably haven't gotten too far away from the others, so you do hear what appears to be some commotion, but it's very far away. Not in your general area. But
Does what's her name hear it? Brita?
Breda did stop and pause. Did you hear that?
Can't make out what is happening, but I heard some commotion.
Maybe the others.
That's what I'm thinking.
Should we keep going, or do you think there are any survivors this way?
I don't know if anyone survived from the carnage that we've seen, but if someone's in trouble, someone's in trouble. It's the least we can do to help.
Okay. Okay, let's go. And she's going to start making her way carefully towards that direction. I will say it will take a couple turns for Treos and Layla to get there, and a couple more turns for you two to get there. But Kai and Felix, you can make your way into the tunnel if you so wish.
I'm going to be walking very slowly.
I was not.
I will grab Felix from walking out too far.
You will backpack leash Felix. Felix, as you start walking into the tunnel with your light in your hand, you feel a tug on the back of your shirt that stops you from going too fast. But you two can make your way into the tunnel. Are you trying to be quiet? Are you trying to be cautious? Or are you just walking? No cautiousness from Felix?
I'm trying to be quiet. And I will try and make that known to Felix.
How so?
By pulling him back and just whispering to him okay, we need to be quiet. Okay.
Hey,
All right. Are we stealthing?
sure.
Roll stealth checks. Fuck me.
I need Felix to
Uh,
stop rolling well, guys.
I'm glad you're having fun. I got a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
I'm at 21.
Shit. Okay. You, as you start making your way down this tunnel, the light reflects off of the stony crags around you. At first, it just seems to be a tunnel. And then at some point, you notice as it curves slightly ahead that it opens up into a wider space. And you see lights flickering ahead of torches and candles. As you get closer, you will notice a sprawling, shadowy cavern with jagged stalactites hanging down from the ceiling. This flickering torchlight that you thought you saw is actually several little fire pits that have been lit around this huge area, and numerous small offshoots. 3 specifically small offshoots on the back wall go off into further tunnels. In this tunnel, you see a pile of what appears to be supplies with a few figures lounging around the fire near that. You see another area that seems to be made up of various different makeshift prisons and cages, some of which have figures moving around in them, some of which are just have shapeless lumps in them, motionless lumps in them. And then over by the back, you notice a large, ornate tent. Are you going into this cavern? Felix is nodding yes.
Kai is going to hesitate for a little bit, and then just like see Felix try and keep on going forward. And Kai is going to look back to see if anybody else is on their way, and then if no one else is, then he will advance. But if there is someone, then he will wait for them to catch up.
I will say with how slowly you were advancing through the tunnel, Treos and Lilith probably reached the mouth of the tunnel at this point. Treos, as you come crashing through the forest, you come through this clearing and also nearly trip over this dead body. Fortunately for you, you don't recognize it, but you do see this giant cave, and you realize that the sound must have come from there. And you remember Kayla shouting something about a cave and a monster and your friends. Treos, I would say you are probably 2 turns out, or not Treos, Reese, I would say you and Breda are probably 2 turns out, but the commotion seems to have gone silent. So you're still making your way in that direction, but you don't really hear anything anymore. Treos, are you heading in?
Yes, I say by the time I get to like the lip of the mouth, that's when lip of the cave is like when I start slowing down my pace a little bit. And after seeing the body, I kind of hesitant when I go in, so I just kind of creep or skulk through as I go into the cave.
All right. You will notice as you go into the cave, Lilith isn't immediately following after you. She's actually pulled the body over to hide it, seemingly behind some bushes. But then she quickly joins you at the mouth of the cave. Are we going in?
Do I see her do that? Okay. Yeah, we might need to be a little careful. I don't know. We haven't heard any screaming, so it doesn't seem like it's too bad yet, but we should be safe.
Okay, just keep your weapon ready.
Right.
She's going to start
I
walking
keep my hand close to my whip as we're kind of skulking through. As we make like a little bit of progress inside, I said, was that a friend of yours? Someone close?
No. No. Can you keep a secret?
Sure.
I experiment on... I'm an amateur necromancer. I don't really have a teacher or anything, but I like to experiment, and not a lot of people die around here, so take what you can get, right?
That's understandable. I hope you keep your practice to at least a minimum. I was hoping at least be something with animals rather than full human bodies.
Well, yeah, I got kind of... I don't like hurting animals. I got kind of sick of the roadkill that I kept coming across. There's only so much you can do with a squirrel, you know?
Yeah, that's something I worry about a lot. We can talk about this later, okay? If you want to.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So if you want me to go back and get him, if there is something to fight in here, it might be a little easier. You seem wigged out. Well, just keep going. Okay.
Okay. So, going in.
Yeah. And she's gonna follow you. Alright, at this point, Kai and Felix, you will notice that you hear footsteps behind you coming into with quiet voices that cut off and start walking towards you.
Alright, I'm gonna keep holding on to Felix and say, we're just gonna wait for them to come down, and then we'll go in, okay? But we need to be silent, okay?
Who's them?
I don't know yet, but hopefully they're with us.
And if they're not with us, we can let them know that we're just trying to help.
Yes, we are just trying to help, but you might need to defend yourself in case they think that we're trying to hurt them. There won't be time to reason.
I'm not gonna hurt them though, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna hurt them.
If we have to defend ourselves, we will.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't have to figure it out right now, but there are people who will try to hurt you. Like to those people out there who died. That body we just passed. The bodies back out there. There are people who hurt and who kill. And I can't let that be you.
Yeah, I won't do that.
No, but I can't let you be the one that dies. The one that gets hurt.
Okay.
So, we will defend ourselves if we need to.
At this point,
I trust
you
you.
and Lilith come up on two figures hunched over a small blue glowing light, and you do recognize it as Kai and Felix. Kai and Felix, you turn around and you see Trios standing there, illuminated by the blue glow.
All right, so we got a group of people up ahead. Felix said he heard people talking and like they were hurting an animal. I don't think it's an animal, but we need to find out as much as we can if these are survivors or if these are the people who hurt them.
Okay. You got a plan? We're just gonna walk in, ask what's going on?
Yeah, that's the plan.
No, that's not the plan, Felix.
I mean, what do we got to go off of? Potentially bandits, potentially murderers, kidnappers,
potentially survivors, but not very likely.
Okay.
At this point, I'd like you all to roll another stealth if you're still trying to keep quiet. You've been here for a long time at the mouth of the cave.
Right.
And at this point, I will say, Reese, you and Breda will have reached the mouth of the cave. You don't see the body that the rest of them saw, but you do find this cave. And if you, with your perception, I would say, you do hear talking from inside.
Well, there's no scuffle yet, so either everything's taken care of or nothing has happened. But I think we should be careful.
Do you think we should go in?
You
If
don't
there's
have
no
to.
scuffle, why? Are we even sure they're in there?
There's some sort of whispering going on, so someone's in there. If you don't feel
Stealth
comfortable
rolls.
going in,
8.
12.
16.
Okay. Reese, you do hear Kai's voice.
you don't feel comfortable going in, by all means, you're welcome to stay out here. Maybe wait for the rest of the search and rescue squad to show up if they heard the commotion as well.
I might. You know what? That sounds like a good idea.
Just
I might just.
keep yourself hidden, maybe in case something is out
Mhm.
there. And if we need help,
I'll
we'll call for it.
hide right over here behind this bush, and she pulls back the bush and sees the dead body and goes, "I'll hide behind that bush over there."
Um, if we need help, we'll call. If others show up, make them aware, and
And what
come
if
back
more
out.
bandits show up?
Are you a fighter?
I'm a beekeeper.
Okay, so that's a no. Keep yourself hidden.
Okay.
If more show up, we can take care of them.
Okay. Good luck.
You too.
And she
then
is going to park herself behind a tree.
I will quietly go into the cave.
Roll stealth for me.
I can do that.
Y'all are really lucky they're rolling so low on their perception.
17.
After I already yelled into the cave.
Oh yeah. 17?
Is anyone there? Dead silent. And they're like, oh, they're not coming in. Nothing will come of this.
Roots, yeah, you can quickly and quietly make your way through the cave. Eventually you come upon the little group huddled around the blue orb. You notice they're kind of tucked around the corner. If you tuck your head around the corner, you can see into the cavern, but they're a little out of sight, keeping themselves a little out of sight. You all turn around in surprise as you hear footsteps, and you take a deep breath when you realize it's just Reese.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Okay, so some type of monster, maybe animal, but most likely monster in here, people in here. Don't know if they're survivors, if they're bandits, or what they are. Plan, do we bull rush them? Do we try and sneak up on them? Do we, meet them out in the open, just, pretend like we're something, and then just, turn into, fighters? I don't know what our strategy is here.
I think it's just to talk with them, right? And be like, hey
Yeah.
guys, we
it-
should probably let those guys out. They probably don't want to be in the cage.
Yeah, but what happens if they're like, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Well, then we explain to them why it's bad.
What if they're like, but it's good?
Again, I'd ask them to explain why.
It's okay, Felix, we've been over this. If they try and hurt us, we will defend ourselves, right?
I think we should go.
How is Layla feeling about this conversation? Does she look annoyed?
Layla's just kind of keeping an eye. At some point, she's going to turn back. Look, there's a lot of dead things in there. And she's going to elbow you, Treos, over there, by the cages.
Okay.
It's an odd thing to notice.
They've clearly been doing something around here. How about Layla and I stand off just in case something goes wrong? You guys go and negotiate, okay?
Okay.
Come on.
All right, you know what?
I'm gonna start walking.
And I'm gonna go with Felix.
I want Layla and I will sneak around to summon the dead stuff just in case.
All right. So Felix and Kai are going on in. Reese, are you going in with them?
You said there are cages in the back, correct?
The cages are sort of on the right of the cave. Straight
that-
ahead is a giant tent, and then there are 3 little offshoots going to further caves and a supply pile on the left.
So Treos and Lilith are going to the cages.
Yes, so they're sneaking around
Okay.
the right rim of the room.
I'm gonna go around the left rim,
Okay. All right.
sneaking.
Kai and Felix, how are you presenting yourselves to these bandits?
As we start walking, as we start walking up, I'm gonna go. Do you think Votum would be sad if he saw the animals in the cage?
I don't know, Felix.
As he says Votum, he feels a scurrying along his back out of his pocket as there's a little dragon now crawling around him. Okay. I think we do it like this. Hello, my name's Felix.
As Felix pops out from the entrance of the cave and goes, "Hello, my name's Felix." You see the 4 figures around the fire and 2 of the figures over by the cages all straighten and look immediately with weapons drawn. One of them is going to shout, "Who are you?"
Felix, did you not? I'm sorry. I'll speak up. And I'm
Don't
gonna start like.
move.
Oh.
Stay there.
Okay.
Sorry,
what's your guys' names?
They're not saying anything.
Oh, do you not speak common? I speak a little bit of gnomish. Would that be helpful?
Felix, okay, I'm sorry. We're travelers. This is my adopted brother. He's not right. We're just trying to find shelter. Sorry, we're lost.
We're lost?
Is there
Yes,
anyone
we
else
are,
with
Felix.
you?
No, it's just us two.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Where'd they go?
Sorry, he has imaginary friends.
At this point, Treos and Reese, I'd like you to roll stealth checks, and Lilith is also going to
I
roll
don't
a
think
stealth check.
any amount of stealth will save us from this.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
14.
14?
I got a 25.
Damn. Okay.
Please, Layla, please.
You guys are so. I rolled a 2 and a 5, and Layla rolled an 8. So
Let's go.
as Felix, you go, "Where did they go?" You see one of the bandits who's drawn a bow on you look at his friend, and then both of them look back. You sure you're alone?
I guess so.
Yes.
He's gonna nod at his friend, and they're going to both release arrows in each of your direction. And at this point, I'd like everyone to roll for initiative. 25 to 20.
21.
21. Was that Felix that I saw?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
All
Felix.
right.
That'd be Felix with a 21.
Felix. 21. 20 to 15.
18.
18. Nice. One second. 15 to 10.
12.
12, okay. We've got Reese at 12. All right. Oh, shoot. 1 second. 13. 10 to 5.
5.
5. Nice. 8 and
I really thought my deception was going to work.
I think it did.
I think it did.
I think the deception did work.
All right. Let's begin. So, first off the bat, as initiative begins, they are loosing an arrow. One towards you, Felix, one towards you, Kai. The third archer is holding on to her arrow. So that is going to be on Felix, an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
Wow.
And on Kai, a 23 to hit.
Could possibly hit.
So take your also 6 points of piercing damage. But that does bring us to the top of the order with Felix.
I'm gonna go, wow! And as that happens, slithering out from behind his back is the little dragon. And he's gonna open his mouth and go, at the same time, Felix is gonna kind of toss a potion, just kind of in the general area, which contains fairy fire.
All right.
Which I'm double checking. It's a 20-foot cube. So whatever can, I guess, this guy, and this guy are all fairy fired.
All right.
Which is a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I will have all 3 of them. So Archer 1, Dex save is a 7.
Fail.
Archer 2 is an 8.
Amazing.
And Archer 3 is a 9.
Those are all fails,
And
believe it or
Soldier 3
not.
is 9. Dang, okay.
So they all have advantage. Attacks against them have advantage. Speaking of that, which one of those archers shot him?
The furthest one.
The furthest one?
On the left.
On the left. Yeah. Okay. The little dragon is going to get within 30 feet of him, flying, and projectile some sort of like wind, water looking projectile orb at him.
Right.
As a bonus action, as Felix goes, don't, the dragon's gonna make an attack.
All right. As the dragon skitters out and takes off,
He's
flying, soaring towards, and you see this archer kind of just goes and is going to try and release an arrow towards it, but the dragon opens his jaws and releases this orb. Is that a saving throw or an attack?
That's an attack. That is a 24 to hit.
A 24. That definitely hits.
And that is going to be, let's see, 4 points of force damage.
Nice. All right.
Oh,
Is that your turn?
and I guess that was with advantage. Okay, no crit. Okay, yeah, that's my turn.
Perfect. Okay, moving down to Treos. So Treos, you are sneaking along the side here, making your way. You have yet to be seen, but your friends were just attacked, and as you get closer, you notice these this group of cages that these two guards seem to be guarding is full of various different beasts, creatures. Some of them you recognize, some of them you don't.
How close are we to any of the like dead animals and such Layla pointed out?
You are one of the more prominent cages, one of the larger cages. You do see closest to you a huge, what appears to be at first a slumbering figure, but then you realize it is actually a large adult owl bear slumped over, and seemingly being somewhat tied up and prepared for whatever.
Okay.
You're not entirely sure. But that is one of the dead creatures.
I guess I want to see if I can make my way over there, and if the cage is locked, kind of lock pick it, see if I can open it up.
Okay. Are you trying to stealth over there?
Yes.
Okay. I will say I need a stealth check, and I won't give you disadvantage for this. The guard is right there, so it will be a high.
Yeah.
And then we will, if you can get there, get to the lockpick.
Okay. Wow. That's a 16.
A 16.
That's not gonna be enough. I already know.
Rolled a 15. As you slowly make your way around the various stacks of supplies and towards this cage, you do notice that the lock is on the side of the cage closest to you. So you're able to take out your lockpicks and slowly keeping an eye on both the battle that is now brewing and the guard that is literally 5 feet away from you. As you make your way up over to here. Go ahead and roll for your lockpicks.
Okay. Oh. Let's see, that's gonna be 12.
12. Yeah, I will say it's a pretty rudimentary padlock, so you're able to just, and with a small click, nearly imperceptible to the ear, you're able to clink it open, and as you open the door to the cage, the loud creak has the guard spinning around and shouting, "Hey!" And now you are officially in the combat.
Yeah.
That is, I will say, with the stealthing and with the lockpicking, that is your action bonus action. But at this point, we move down to Lilith, who is going to at first whisper, shout after you, "Where are you going?" And she's going to heft her longsword and sneak after you. And also get a 16. So she is right next to you as you open this cage. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And she is going to cast. Oh gosh. She is going to cast, or at least try to cast, Animate Dead on this owl bear. Okay. I believe it automatically works. So, as you see, she is straining and hard. This is harder than anything she's done so far, but she closes her eyes, and you see her green hair actually starts to kind of raise on ends and bristle as this cloud of darkness envelops her arms, and the owlbear slowly clinks to its feet as the owlbear pushes to its feet and ambles out of the cage. She's going to pull you, Treos, to the side to make way for the owlbear as it sits and plants itself right. I don't know how to. I guess I'm going to use a knight for this as it plants itself right in between you two in the guard.
No.
But at that point, we are going to jump down to Reese. You are still hidden.
Can I get between these tents? Or is that is there enough space? Like if I took a beeline straight to those two archers that are next to each other.
Yes, I will say those are not tents so much as they are stacks of supplies. So you can just kind of make your way through. Are you fully revealing yourself? No stealth?
I would like to get here before I fully reveal myself, if possible.
Sure.
Right there.
Yeah, you can sneak your way around.
Okay.
I will say with the careful maneuvering that it takes to stealth around a bunch of supplies, I'm probably going to say that would take your movement and your bonus action.
Okay. That is fine. That's all I'm doing anyway. Okay, so I will take out my sword and strike at the one that hit Felix.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
No way, that's crazy. That's an 18 to hit, but I rolled double 13s.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, 18 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, you barely hit, but you hit. As your sword comes down, you actually notice it just barely swishes past this floating, what looks to be a dragon up circling this guy's head. I would say roll damage.
That's 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay. As you bring your weapon down, it glances off slightly, doesn't seem to do quite as much as you would hope, but you take a good chunk out of this archer as he turns back to you and stumbles back to try and pull his arrow on you, having no short range weapons on him right now. Is that your turn?
It is.
All right, so that does bring it to their turn. So this archer is actually going to try and stumble back out of your reach, which does give you an opportunity.
Yes, sir. I don't think that's hitting. That's a 8.
It does both
not hit.
rolls.
That's with advantage. I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Oh.
Ouch.
Hey now.
This is
the other archer right next to you is going to take a look at you, swing around, and knock an arrow at Yukai again, having pulled out their next arrow.
The one next to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So disadvantage is always good.
That's a disadvantage, yeah.
That's true.
We'll take it.
That's going to be a 12 plus 4. 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 10 points of piercing damage.
Whee! And I'm not raged yet, so that's full damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the third archer is going to take one look at the whole thing, and you see as they quickly pull open the flap and slip inside here, out of sight. At that point, that does bring us to the swordsmen, however, who are going to... Well, these two are going to come over here and both attack the owlbear. For... 16. Yep. And 18. That's a yes and a yes. And 4 points, so 16 points. Okay. At which point then that brings us back to this last swordsman who is going to come up on you, Reese, and slash at you. With both hands. Dirty 20?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That will be 4 points of slashing damage.
Fantastic.
Which brings us down to Kai. What are you doing?
Okay. Let's see. I can make it to where the owl bear is, right?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, you can make it to the corner by the owl bear right down here.
Alright, first I would like to rage.
Alright.
And then I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to attack this person right here.
Nice. And I will say I'll call that flanking. For advantage.
Yes. I was hoping it would be. Glad that's with advantage. That is worse.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
if you ever get a chance, could you give me a mini that could work as the dragon, just so I can actually keep track of it?
Oh, yes. I will.
Anything. I'll make it tiny.
Okay, we'll make it blue.
Perfect.
Blue works.
Oh. I forgot about my subclass. I have an effect that it pops up when I rage.
Oh, yes, you
Let me
do.
roll on the table real quick. So each creature of my choice that I can see within 30 feet of me must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage.
Nice. Okay. And is that every creature or just enemies?
Any creature that I can of my choice.
Of your choice.
So that would have been when I first raged. So it would have been right here when that happened.
Okay.
So I think
that
probably
3 swordsmen, basically.
Yeah. So
right.
they must make a saving throw.
They must make saving throw. Okay. You said a wisdom saving throw or
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution? Okay, so that's a 9.
Fail.
That's a dirty 20.
Succeed.
And that's a 12.
Fail.
All right. So the first one by Reese fails, and then the one closest to Felix fails.
I rolled a 9 on the d12, so that's how much necrotic damage they will take.
All right.
And then I also get 12 or 1d12 temporary hit points. So I'll roll again. I get 8 temporary hit points.
All right. And you make your way over to this guy.
Yes, and I already rolled for my attack. I rolled a 13.
That is going to miss.
Okay. I think that will end my turn then.
All right. That brings us back to the top with Felix. Oh, you were muted.
How is Kai looking right now? Is he hurt a lot? Or at least decently?
He after the temporary hit points, he looks fine.
Okay. In that case, I am going to go over here. I will be taking the dodge action.
All right.
And then this little dragon is gonna go there as my bonus action as I tell him stop, wait, but he's gonna keep going anyway and take another shot at the one that
The farmer.
attacked. Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nope. Those are both threes, natural threes. So 8.
That is going to miss. All right. And that brings us down to Treos. So you had just opened this door to find Layla come up behind you, and this owl bear come to life and smush itself in between you and the other two soldiers. What are you doing?
So which one did Kai attack first?
I attacked the one to the south.
Okay.
The bottom one.
Okay. I mean, am I in a good position to basically attack any of them if I move around, or
You are fully blocked by an owl bear. I would say you can move past Layla if you want to get to the other side of the owl bear.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll see if I can. I guess around here, so. Well, no. I just go to the other side of Layla.
Just here?
Yeah, let's go here. If I can still reach them from here. Kind of about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. I'm just gonna go and attack my whip, but since I'm kind of close by, I get sneak attack since I'm so close to Layla and everyone else. Let's see. That's good. Okay. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
Okay, that's gonna be 4, 5. That's my sneak attack bonus. So that's 7 plus my 1d4, which was. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I didn't have a d4. Here it is. That's 10 slashing damage.
Damn, nice. Okay. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, those of you facing towards the tent will notice as what appears to be an older figure steps out of the tent. You see long, almost knee-length gray braids draping down over her shoulders, and you catch a glimpse of shimmering, ornate, draping golden robes. But as she steps out, she takes a look at the scene, and she is going to narrow in on you, Felix, as the only one not near commotion. And you see this figure reach her hand out towards you, and her braids are going to float on end as her eyes go black. And she is going to cast Enthrall on you.
That is a
Wisdom saving throw.
10.
10? Alright. Oh, do you have advantage against being charmed, though?
I can't be charmed. No, I have
Can't be
advantage on.
charmed.
I have advantage. You're right, because I'm a elf. I can't sleep. I do have advantage against being charmed. That is a 13.
Okay. Alright. As her eyes turn black and the spell takes over you, you notice that suddenly the sound around you seems to dull. And as you look around, your vision goes a little blurry. Basically, your general perception of the area around you is dulled. It's harder to see anyone you would attack. It's harder to see incoming attack. And she's going to turn towards the inside of the tent and shout at someone, say something softly to someone inside. But at that point, we get down to Lilith's turn, who is going to... she is still almost a vein popping in her head, trying to keep this owlbear up. So she is going to just grit her teeth and try and keep the spell going. And she will succeed. But that does bring us... Well, that brings us to the owlbear, who is going to make 2 attacks, one on each of the soldiers attacking it. One with its beak and one with its claws. So the beak will be on the top one. Which does not hit, but the claws will definitely hit for some fun damage. All right, for 9 damage on the bottom one. Oh, as you notice, as this owlbear slices a claw down the one that you'd been attacking, Kai, and the soldier with a burble falls to the ground. And this guy is gone. At this point, we go down to Reese. What you doing?
I am seeing as I'm surrounded, but there has been a new figure that has entered the fray. I'm going to take a swing at each of... I'm going to take a swing at the archer first with my short sword, and then the other guy with my dagger.
Yeah, sounds good.
So my first attack, that's a nat 20.
Hit. Nice.
Um,
And that was the one that
This is
hadn't
gonna-
been hit, too.
the archer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was looking for my d6s. I made a pyramid out of them. I was like, where the hell did they go? Okay, that's 19 points of piercing damage.
As you spin around and almost with a whirl, you slice down and the archer just drops.
And
And
then
it's out.
I'm going to turn and with a snarl take my dagger and kind of stab at the swordsman.
All right, go for it.
That is a... Let's see if I can do math. That is an 18 to hit.
That'll just hit.
Okay. And then that is significantly less damage. That is 2 points of piercing damage.
All right, as you slice down at the soldier at the swordsman, and they try and make their way, try and dodge out of the way, but it catches them on the forearm.
And then I'm going to go 5, 10.
They are going to get an attack of opportunity.
That's all right. 25. I'm gonna go right there.
Does 21 hit?
Of course it does.
Okay. So So that's going to be 6 slashing damage.
Okay. That's fine. All right, and that's it.
All right. So that then brings us to the archer's turn. The one that was by you, Reese, is going to now is going to keep its arrow trained on you and going to shoot at you. For a 14.
Misses.
All right, as it goes wide and clatters off against the stone wall in the cavern. The other archer, you will notice, is actually going to back up here and sort of try and keep an eye on you over her shoulder. Keep its arrow trained on you. They're holding their attack. But that does bring us to the soldiers. The one is going to still swing at the owlbear because that's its main. And that will hit for 10 damage. The other one is probably going to run after you, Reese, with a growl as you ran away. And is going to slice down at you. For a 10. Does that hit?
So yeah, it does. It does hit.
All right. That is that, though. So we are back to Kai. What you doing?
All right. I'm going to risk the attack of opportunity to move away from this person right here because I think the owlbear can take care of that last dude.
All right.
So I'll go 5.
An attack of opportunity.
15.
For a 5.
That will not hit. All right, I think I can get to there. And I would like to take out one of my hand axes and throw it at this swordsman that's
Yeah, go for
chased
it.
after Reese. Yeah. It's a 15.
That is going to miss.
You have
Okay.
advantage because he's affected by fairy fire.
Oh, that's
you
right.
do have advantage. Yes.
That's a natural 20.
Nice. All right, roll your damage.
Okay. So that is 13 points of slashing damage.
He's not looking good. Okay.
And with my feat slasher, with a crit, he has disadvantage on attack rolls until the top of my next turn.
Dang. Okay. All right. Great turn. We are back up to Felix. As you are trying to deal with the sudden dulling of all your senses.
So I can only really focus on the person that casts. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basically.
I will be taking the dodge action once again, but it doesn't dull the perception of my dragon. So bonus action, he's gonna as a bonus action, I will have him continue doing what he's been doing. Except I won't, and he'll go after the archer. Archer's still up, yes.
Cool. Archer is still up. Barely, but up.
With advantage. That is a 19.
Nice, that'll hit.
3 points of force damage.
Okay. Archer,
As-
also not looking great. As the dragon opens its jaw and shoots out this blue orb. And that does bring us to Treos. What you doing?
Just see if I can take care of the last guard close to the owlbear.
All right. You're going to have to round the owlbear.
Yeah.
How far do you want to go?
That's good. Right there.
All right.
And I just go and do what I can. That is a 17 to hit.
It's just going to miss.
Trying to think. I kind of stay there, and then I want to use my bonus action to kind of yell out to it's Reese that's close to the person getting ready to head into the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll use my bonus action to kind of yell out to Reese that it's just an old lady. You can take her on and see if you like aim for like wrist or anywhere where they're holding a cane, because that seems to be their weakest spot, so they can have advantage on their attack.
Right. Okay. Well, it is the old lady's turn next. She is going to look you in the eye, Reese. And she is going to try and cast Hold Person on you. So I believe that is a Wisdom saving throw.
Great, I'm great at those. Give me a second.
I'm sorry, real quick. I realized I forgot to add my rage damage into the attack that I did, so that's an extra 2 points of damage. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that guy's really not looking great. Yeah. Good add. At this point... Oh, Wisdom saving throw from Reese.
Okay. That's a 15.
Oh, that's a great roll. But not high enough.
God bless my -1 in wisdom.
As you see, she's just going to look at you, and she's just going to hold up her hand and go, "You stay there." And then she's going to make her way around. Now, I believe Hold Person, paralyzed, yeah. So she's going to make her way up here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah.
Oh no.
At that point, it is Lilith and the owl bear who is going to once again attack that soldier. So, or the swordsman. So, we got a definite hit for the beak and a not a hit for the claws. So beak is 1d10 plus 5. Right. So that 18, as the owlbear slices out down at the other soldier. But that does bring us to Reese's turn. You are paralyzed.
Can I redo this saving throw?
At the end of your turn, you can make another Wisdom saving throw. On a success, you can end the target. You can end the spell.
I will do that.
Now, you're able to use help for advantage on that, aren't you? I don't know.
I will say yes.
I don't know how help works.
They said
I don't
it
either.
states for rogue when at least I did like mastermind that when you use help as an action to aid an ally in attacking, it didn't necessarily say anything else. So I could use it as normal help or one for attacking.
But you said
Gotcha.
attack. Okay, I see. I
Right?
see.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, wisdom saving throw, no, though, if you would like to offer some emotional support, it's never discouraged.
I
But-
believe in you, I believe in you, buddy.
Thanks. Here we go.
All right, go for it.
Roll above a 15.
A 9.
As you struggle against the mental hold that she has on you, but no use. It is down to the last 2 archers.
Just go kill her.
The one archer is going to slip out and take a look at you and going to go help their friend. That the other archer is going to take a shot at Kai. For a 10.
That will not hit.
Alrighty. And that does bring us down to the last soldier on the owl bear. Which will also not hit. So, hi, you're up next.
All right. Reevaluating some things. Gonna march over and just full on confront this dude. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Alright,
And
go for it.
pull out my great axe and I'm gonna make a swing.
Do it. And by the
And
way, Felix, the spell on you is dropped. Just letting you know.
What?
Spell on Felix is dropped, by the way. Just letting you
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
and I think I'm gonna reckless this one.
know. Alright.
Okay. Glad I did the reckless. That's an 18 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Sweet. It's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. And I will reduce their movement by 10 feet with my feet.
Nice. Okay. Is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Alright, we are back up top with Felix.
Okay. This seems like a great spot. I'm gonna chuck another potion. It's going to be grease. And it'll be in this group of like 3 people over here.
Alright.
Actually, I might not be able to do that. Never mind. The grease is smaller than I thought it was.
Oh, 10 foot square.
Yeah. So in that case, I will not do that. In that case, I will oh boy. So which one are none of these guys are or only one of them is currently fairy fired, is that correct?
Yes. Well,
I thought
actually,
we...
no. The
Or is the
swordsman
two
on
of them
Grease, and then
Okay. both of those
her-
guys are fairy fired. Okay. In that case, I will use the dodge action again and take another pot shot. With the dragon will take another pot shot at the guy that originally attacked Felix.
Yeah. Roll with advantage.
That is another 19.
Yeah, that is Another hit.
That is 6 points of force damage.
Nice. As that archer goes down with this blast of blue flame and energy, they just collapse. That archer is out of here. And that does bring us to Treos.
After realizing what I just said and seeing the lady slowly storm what seems to be in my direction, I'm hesitant to move anywhere forward, so I'm just going to keep attacking the swordsman in front of Owlbear right now.
Go for it.
That is a... that's not going to hit. That's a 16 to hit.
That is going to miss.
Yeah. Reese is still in hold person, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of just move out the way a bit closer to Felix right now.
Alright. Just over this way?
Yeah, I'm just moving out the way for now. And
Further? Or
yeah, can I get at least, let me see, so around here.
tell me when.
When. And then just yell out to Reese and saying, really? You're just gonna let a big spell like that hold you down? Don't tell me that's all you got. Kind of just give him a little bit of a tease. See if that can help him out.
All right. That does bring us to her, however, as she faces off with Kai. She is going to pull out her dagger and slash at you, Kai.
She will have advantage because I reckless attacked.
Ooh, okay. And before she does, she's going to look at you. Well, I just accidentally rolled. And she is going to say, "You don't know what you're doing." And she's going to slash at you. And she's going to miss with a 5. But that does bring us to the owlbear. Actually, Lilith needs to see if she can keep up this spell with the owlbear. And she does not. So you see, as at this point, Lilith just sort of falters, and her hands start to clench and drop. And as they drop, so does the owlbear, which collapses to the ground, leaving Lilith standing there, panting. So she's going to curse and run after you, Treos. 20, 25, 30. Actually, she's going to try and take cover. But we are up to Reese. I will say she made an attack, but no one attacked her. Okay, so
did she? Well, Kai attacked her.
Did she attack her? Kai attacked her, so
Yeah,
she does
Kai-
have to roll
Kai
concentration
attacked
on
her.
that whole person. Concentration. She's actually going to roll a 3 on that. So Reese, as you see out of the corner of your eye, Kai slash down at her. As soon as Kai slashes down at her, you suddenly have control of your limbs again. And we are at your turn.
Okay, so my first thing is I'm gonna turn around with my dagger and stab this guy that's on me.
All right.
For
With advantage,
a
fire.
yes, for a a 18.
Yeah, that'll hit. Just barely.
Okay.
It'll hit.
Okay, that's good. That's 10 piercing damage.
As you slice out with your dagger, almost offhandedly, and the swordsman just collapses, falls to the ground.
And then I'm going to charge full speed at that woman, and I'm going to attempt, if I can, get a running start and like shoulder check her, if
Okay.
possible. If not, that is okay.
That's a grapple of a
Okay.
of a sort. So I will say roll strength on that one,
Okay.
and she's going to roll dex.
Okay. Just
16.
a strength check.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, you are able to plow straight into her, and I will say with that, you can push her back 5 feet, taking her off balance. Yeah. Good turn.
I'm gonna not grunt, but I'm just gonna yeah, that's it. I'm done. I don't know how to phrase what I'm gonna do.
All right. That does bring us to the lone archer, who is going to, in a panic, take out a bow and shoot at you, Reese, seeing you just take down one of their comrades. The 13, or not 13, 12 hit.
No, it does not.
All right. As the arrow clanks off against one of the cages and flies into the distance. And the last soldier is going to, now that the owl bear has collapsed, run up and probably run after Layla, who's keeping the owl bear going. Slice down at her. And definitely hit. For 3 damage. Okay. But that does bring us to Kai. What you doing?
So in response to her saying, "You don't know what you're doing," I'm going to say, like, "Do we want to talk? Like, we're in the middle of something here," and I'm going to take another swing.
All right, do it.
I'm going to reckless again.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. That'll be 15 points of slashing damage.
Nice. All right, taking her down little by little. And that brings us to Felix.
Okay. So I have clear vision of the field. If I'm looking at people, are people okay?
I
ask. Specifically, you said she only took 3 damage, right?
Yeah, Layla is looking fine.
Okay. In that case, I will continue to be very useless.
Okay.
And I will just take dodge action, and the dragon's going on a rampage and is gonna come over here. 5, 10, 15. Okay. And is going to see what he can do to this swordsman over here.
All right. Go for it.
That's another 19. I keep rolling 14s.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Another 6 force damage.
Okay. Right. Awesome. At that point, we come to Treos.
Yes, after seeing the owlbear kind of go down, I run up to Layla's side to help back her up. So,
All right.
I can be about here.
Right there?
Yep. And then I'll attack the last swordsman that we have.
All right, go for it.
Does a 23 hit?
No. Yes. Yeah.
That's terrible sneak attack damage. Are you kidding me? That's gonna be 8 points of slashing damage.
Nice. They are not looking good. Really not looking good. Okay. Is that your turn?
Just kind of see if I can offer any kind of advice to Kai, saying, "You guys seem to be handling this well. It's a pretty easy shot if you just kind of focus on this side of her. Hopefully, they can give them an advantage."
Emotional advantage.
Emotional.
That does bring it to her turn. Okay. So she is actually probably going to try and command on you, Kai. And you're going to see as she actually reaches out and grasps your arm, and again her eyes put down into a black color, and you just hear her voice echoing, almost as if there are 100 different voices at the same time, just go, "Run." And I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
All right. That got to me. That's a 2.
Yeah, as you are filled with this intense need to just run.
All right.
So on your next turn, that's what you'll do. And then at this point, it's Layla's turn, who is going to take out her sword and slash down at the soldier. And miss. So we will get to Reese.
2 things. One, I heard Kai say something about what don't we understand, like, do you want to talk? I heard that part, right?
Yes, you did.
Second off, if I flank, do I have advantage, or is Kai not a perceived threat anymore?
I will say you still have advantage. She perceives him
Okay.
as a threat, which is where the advantage comes from.
And I'm going to move... Whoops, hold on. Around. That way. And I am going to take 2 strikes at her, one with a short sword and one with a dagger.
Alrighty. Go for it.
The one with the short sword is a 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then I'll just go ahead and roll the other one. The one with the dagger is a nat 20.
Nice. All right.
So that is this. 4 8s. God, that was okay. That's good at least. 3, 6, 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of in a low voice say, "If you want to talk, let's talk."
Okay. All right. Well, then it's the archer's turn. The archer is going to shoot out at you, Reese, for a 21
Yeah, that hits.
and 3 damage.
Fantastic.
Which then brings us to the soldier on Lilith, probably. No, actually, soldier probably on you, Treo, since you're the one who did the most damage. For a nat 20.
Oh no.
Which will make 20 points of damage, of slashing damage. How you doing there?
I'm good. A little cuts, a little scrapes. I'm good.
Okay. All right. As they splash down at you, but it is Kai's turn. You are running.
Yeah, it doesn't say what direction, so I could technically
It does
run
not.
anywhere. So I'm going to run just straight. Like I'll just go. I'll dash, I guess,
Yeah.
and I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
All right. Good run. Which then brings us to Felix.
Does
What you doing?
she get an attack of opportunity on me as I left?
It's
She
forced
does
movement.
not, because it is compelled movement.
Okay.
But we are down to Felix. Or back top of the order to Felix.
Okay, so I just saw it happen. The dragon's gonna come right over here. With its reaction, Felix is going to cast Cure Wounds, which is casted through the dragon using its reaction on Treos, as it kind of like thumps out a little bit of healing potion onto you.
Nice.
That's decent. That is 10 points of healing
I'm
to
doing
ya.
I'm doing so much better.
And then it will use, and then I will use my bonus action to have the dragon, as they say, no, don't attack him. As the dragon will take an attack at the swordsman.
All right.
That is a
Go
7.
for it. That is going to miss. But good healing. And at that point, we're to Treos.
All right, I'm finishing where I started. After that massive cleave just pissed me off. I was doing fine. I was avoiding every ounce of damage. And a 12 misses.
A 12 will miss. You are so blinded by your anger that you just swing wide. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm saying this fight. I'm gonna finish it.
All right. Then it is her turn, so she is going to slice at you, Reese, with her dagger. Not acknowledging what you said. So that will be a 10 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All
God,
right.
that's such a good. It's funnier the second time, I think.
Which brings us down to Lilith, who is going to once again swing out with her quarterstaff, or with her short sword. And swing and a miss with a 5. Reese, your turn.
All right. 2 attacks on her.
Go for it.
The first one is a 24, and the second one is an 18.
Both will hit.
Okay. No sneak attack this time. That's okay. That is 7. Yeah, 7 points of piercing damage
All
from
right.
both attacks.
Both attack. Sounds good. Oh, she is not looking good. But we are to the archer, who's going to once again take a shot at you.
Does he need to move up?
The archer?
Oh, not the archer. The swordsman. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, no. Archer's gonna take a shot, and Archer's gonna miss a shot. Which brings us to the soldier, who is going to swing at Lilith. And hit for 11 points of damage.
How's she looking?
Not great, not horrible. But it is Kai's turn. You are no longer compelled to run. What would you like to do?
All right. I would like to rage again because my rage has ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I will roll on my table again, see what effect we get. Oh, that's the best one.
Oh?
Okay, so as I rage, a bolt of light shoots from my chest. The archer that's right next to me must do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 7.
That will fail. So they take 5 points of radiant damage and they are blinded.
Damn.
And I get to do that on every single turn as a bonus action from here on until my rage ends.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Yeah, no, that's why I say this is the best one. But it's like a 1 in 8 chance that I actually get it.
That is amazing. All
So
right.
thank you for making me reset my rage.
Anytime. But now that I know that's an option, I'm gonna be scared of your rage.
Yes.
So for your
and then I'm
action,
going. So I will come up behind the archer, take out my great axe, and absolutely yonk that thing at him.
with advantage.
I'm gonna need it. That is worse. That's a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
Yeah. But
it's
he's
a great
blind.
rage. But they're blind. All right. Which brings us up to Felix.
Okay. He's going to have the dragon continue its little healing spout, but come over here this time. Healing word, or not healing word, cure wounds for 9 points of healing.
Nice. Oh yeah, she's feeling so much better.
And then the little dragon will also try to do his job this time.
All right.
And that is a 23
That'll hit.
for 3 points of damage.
As you watch the dragon once again burst this fire at the soldier who, with a scream, goes to the ground writhing. Felix's dragon is on a rampage.
It's not Felix, don't worry guys, it's just the dragon. He keeps telling it to stop.
Wait, is that the second burn victim from Felix then?
No. Well, first of all, it's not burn, it's force damage. And it's not Felix, it's the dragon. It's got its own free will.
It's Felix by association.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So that brings us
That's
to
my
Treos.
turn.
Okay. I guess I might as well face my fears and run to the old lady. Let's see. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think if I can go about right here. Well,
Right there.
if I do this, would I be considered flanking or no?
You will not. You'd have to be
Yeah.
here.
Okay, I can do that. I'll move here then. Okay, I think this. Yeah.
No. All right, we're gonna keep it in our minds. We're gonna keep it in
Okay.
our minds. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay.
I'm reloading just to see if it'll put me. No, yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, you are attacking her.
Yes, that is a 12 to hit.
That's gonna miss. But we are to her turn. She is going to once again swing at you, Treos, with her dagger as she whirls around, her braids flying. For a 13.
That just hits.
I'm back in.
Okay. As in your AC is 13?
My AC is 13.
So that'll be half damage if she matches your AC.
Okay.
That will be... What is her dagger? Her dagger is...
I'm back in as well.
So, 2 piercing. So that's 4 halves to 2 piercing damage. Oh, I'm also back in. Okay.
Okay, I got that 2 piercing damage.
All right. Which brings us to Lilith, who is going to probably close her eyes, or get closer first of all, and Ray of Frost her. So let's see. Lilith is... And that'll definitely hit. For 4 cold damage. Yeah, she is not doing great. As you see her finally stumble and flinch as this cold pierces into her chest. But we are down to Reese. What you doing?
I am going to. Oh man, hold on. I'm going to attempt to disarm her.
Okay.
I'm going to strike at her weapon versus trying to kill her with.
Okay. You can also do non-lethal damage if you choose to.
No, I want to knock the weapon out of her hand.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say roll an attack.
Okay. Is it with advantage? Or no?
You're trying to knock it out. Oh, you are flanked. I would say straight roll because it's going to be hard to knock her weapon out of her hand, so that would have been disadvantage, flanked advantage.
Okay. So that is, and then I'm just adding what I would normally add to a weapon attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a 22.
Yeah, as you quickly bring your weapon down on the top of her hand, and she cries out and drops it. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna point my weapon, my sword at her. I assume that's an attack, so yeah, I'm gonna point my weapon at her and just I'm gonna say to her, now, my friend offered you an attempt to talk. If you want to talk, let's talk. If not, we're ending it. And I'm gonna point it at her throat.
All right. At this point, we get to the archer who is blind and just going to, like, cursing, going, like, shit, swing his bow around, trying for you, which will be a roll at disadvantage and basically an unarmed attack on you, Kai. So, that's a 10 to hit.
That will miss.
As you easily just dodge out of the way as the bow swings right past your face. But we are at your turn.
All right. So first, I will take a swing at this dude again.
Go for it.
Do I have advantage still?
Sorry?
Do I have advantage still?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, much better. The exact same thing. Dirty, stinky, poo-poo 20.
Nice. All right, roll your damage.
$11 points of slashing damage.
As you carve into this archer and they come crashing down to the ground. Anything else you want to do for your turn? Movement or anything?
Yeah. I will move closer. I'll do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll go right here. I will take my bonus action and shoot a bolt out of my chest
At her?
at her.
All right.
So she must
And
make
that's
a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay. It's an 11.
That will fail.
Okay. So she takes damage and is blind.
So she takes 4 points of radiant damage and is blind.
All right. As she had just turned to Reese to respond to you, you see her open her mouth, and then radiant light fills her from the inside out, and she just, on a silent scream, falls back. And she is dead. As the quiet...
Dead? Can we try and revive her so we can get answers out of her?
You more than went over how many points she had left. But as the quiet after the fight settles over the cave, you hear the soft clanging of a few animals scurrying around the unexplored cages, and slightly panting, the adrenaline leaves your bodies. We are going to leave it there for today.